Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we are doing our Congressional Donor series. This will be the 11th video. As always, I do have a notebook here with all the information. So with that said, let's get into it. Our first congressman that we're going to look at is Ken Buck. He is 60-year-old and represents the 4th District of Colorado. He is a Republican, and he is serving his 3rd term as representative. He graduated from Princeton University in Princeton, New Jersey. Then he graduated from the University of Wyoming in Laramie, Wyoming. He's been a business executive. He was a staff member for the U.S. House of Representatives Select Committee to investigate covert arms transactions with Iran. And he was an attorney for the U.S. Department of Justice, an attorney for the Office of the U.S. Attorney for the District of Colorado. He was the Weld County, Colorado District Attorney. And he was an unsuccessful candidate for U.S. Senate before he was finally elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. Now, let's look at his House committees. They are the Committee of Judiciary and the Rules Committee. Now, his top 5 individual donors. At the top, we have Dish Network, which is a U.S. television provider that provided services to 13.7 million television and 580,000 broadband subscribers, and it is based in Meridian, Colorado. It donated a total of $13,500. Next is Hensel Phelps Construction, which is one of the largest general contractors and construction managers in the U.S. They are headquartered in Greenlee, Colorado, and they donated a total of $10,800. Behind them is Medved Chevrolet. They are part of a multi-location chain that sells Buick, Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Ford, GM, and Jeep products and Kia products in Colorado. They donated a total of $10,800. Behind them is American Crystal Sugar. They are a national producer of sugar based in Minnesota. They donated a total of $10,000. So, not too bad so far, but this next one, Koch Industries, an American multinational corporation with subsidiaries involved in the manufacturing, refining, and distribution of petroleum, chemicals, energy, fiber, intermediates and polymers, minerals, fertilizers, pulp and paper, chemical technology equipment, ranching, finance, uh, commodities, trading, and investing. They are headquartered in Wichita, Kansas, and they donated a total of $10,000. So we know all about Koch Industries because they are backed by one of the biggest right-wing supporters, the Koch brothers, who were kind of behind the Tea Party. And as of right now, are behind certain right-wing talking heads like Rubin. Now, the top 5 industry donors. At number 1, retired. Altogether, they donated $31,969. Next is telecom services, which altogether donated $26,900. Next is oil and gas, which altogether donated a total of $25,700. Next is general contractors, which altogether donated $23,950. And finally, real estate, which altogether donated $20,000. And that was Ken Buck. Now, next is Larry Bhushan. He's 57-year-old, and he represents the 8th District of Indiana. He is a Republican, and he is serving his 5th term as representative. He graduated from the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign, Illinois. He graduated the University of Illinois in Chicago, Illinois. He was a physician. He was a member of the U.S. Navy Reserve before he was officially elected to the House of Representatives. Now, let's look at the House committees he's on. And the one I see listed here is Energy and Commerce. Now, we'll look at his top 5 individual donors. At the top, we have Urology of Indiana, which is a group of urologists formed in 1887 and based in central Indiana. And they donated $20,400. Next is Blue Cross Blue Shield, which are a confederation of 36 separate health insurance organizations and companies. And it is headquartered in Chicago, Illinois. Next is Hall, Render, et al. Hall, Render, Killian, Heath, and Lyman is a law office in Indianapolis, Indiana. They donated a total of $13,000. Next is Solar Sources, ironically named because they are a company that owns and operates coal mines and also supplies coal and ore materials. They're headquartered in Indianapolis, Indiana. Named Solar Sources, but they work in coal mines. They donated a total of $12,700. And lastly, we have Eli Lilly and Company. They are an American pharmaceutical company headquartered in Indianapolis, Indiana, and it is ranked number 123 on the 2019 Fortune 500. And they donated $10,250. Now, let's look at his top 5 industry donors. At number 1, we have health professionals, which altogether donated $212,299. Next is pharmaceuticals and health products, which altogether donated $125,052. Next is health services and HMOs, which altogether donated $53,468. He seems to be backed by a lot in the healthcare industry. Next is leadership PACs, which donated $39,500. And finally, electric utilities, which donated $30,500. And that was Larry Bhushan. Now, next we have Ted Budd. He is 47-year-old, and he represents the 13th District of North Carolina. He is a Republican, and he served his second term as representative. He graduated from Appalachian State University in Boone, North Carolina. He graduated from the Dallas Theological Seminary in Dallas, Texas. He and it looks like he graduated from Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And he's been a business owner before being elected to the House of Representatives. Now, his House committees are the Committee on Financial Services. Let's look at his top 5 individual donors. At the top, I see Club for Growth, which is a 501c conservative organization with an agenda focused on cutting taxes and other economic ideas. It has 2 political parts: an affiliated PAC named Club for Growth PAC, and Club for Growth Action, which is an independent, expenditure-only super PAC. They donated $125,863. Next is the House Freedom Fund, a group to help get conservatives elected to Congress. They donated $83,561. So a lot of special political action committee help here so far. Next is the Bud Group, which is an organization that operates a facilities services company that delivers janitorial, maintenance, and landscaping services to businesses and industries in the Southeast U.S. They donated $26,550. Then we have Bank of America, an American multinational investment bank and financial services company based in Charlotte, North Carolina. It is the second largest banking institution in the U.S. and 13th largest company in the world. They donated $23,350. And finally, we have Old Dominion Freight Line, an American shipping company based in Thomasville, North Carolina. They donated $19,300. So far, his donors haven't been great. Let's look at his top 5 industrial donors. At the top, we have Leadership PACs, which have altogether donated $232,414. Next is Republican or conservative organizations, which have donated altogether $152,638. Next is Retired, which donated $139,165. So at least we can all get behind Retired. Next is Commercial Banks, which donated $136,990. And finally, Real Estate, which altogether donated $112,684. And that was Ted Budd. Now, let's look at Tim Burchett. He's 54-year-old, and he serves the 2nd District of Tennessee. He is a Republican, and he is serving his first term as a U.S. Representative. He graduated from the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, Tennessee. He was a business owner and a member of the Tennessee House of Representatives, a member of the Tennessee State Senate, and the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, before being elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. Now, let's look at his House committees. He's on the Committee for Foreign Affairs, the Budget Committee, and the Small Business Committee. Now, let's look at his top 5 individual donors. At the top is Phelps and Jordan. They are a contracting company that specializes in heavy civil construction, and they are based in Knoxville, Tennessee. They donated a total of $20,400. Next is the state of Tennessee. Pretty self-explanatory. They donated $13,325. Next is South College, which donated $11,800. Then we have Stowers Machinery, which is a company that engages in the sale, rental, and servicing of machines, engines, and generators. And they're based in Knoxville, Tennessee. So he still gets a lot of support out of Knoxville, where he was the mayor of Knox County. They donated $11,050. And finally is the Pilot Corporation, which is a chain of convenience stores and truck stops headquartered in Knoxville, Tennessee. They donated $10,800. Now, let's look at the top 5 industrial donors. They are at the top. Very good. Retired. And altogether they donated $91,555. Next is real estate, which altogether donated $66,525. Then we have lawyers and law firms, which donated altogether $57,985. Then we have general contractors, which donated $53,925. And finally, leadership packs, which altogether was $36,000. And once again, that was Tim Burchett. Now, let's look at Michael Burgess. He's 58-year-old, and he represents the 26th District of Texas. He is a Republican and serving his 9th term as a U.S. representative. So he's been in there for a little bit. 9 terms, that's 18 years. So he's been in the House for a while. He graduated from North Texas State University in Denton, Texas. Then graduated again from North Texas State University in Denton, Texas. Then he graduated from the University of Texas Medical School in Houston, Texas. And then the University of Texas in Dallas, Texas. So he's had a lot of higher education. He was a physician, and then finally elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. His House committees are the Committee on Energy and Commerce and the Rules Committee. Now, let's look at his top 5 individual donors. At the top, Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is a confederation of 36 separate health insurance organizations and corporations. It is headquartered in Chicago, Illinois. They donated $18,000. Next is Alston and Bird, a global law firm that provides a full range of legal services to domestic and international clients, headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia. They donated a total of $12,000. Next is the Alamo Association, which is, from what I could find, a homeowner association company based in San Antonio, Texas. Next is Brian Cave et al., which is Brian Cave, Layton, and Haisner. I think that's what that is. Kind of hard to read what I wrote. But they are an international law firm headquartered in St. Louis, Missouri. And they donated a total of $10,750. And finally, the National Community Pharmacists Association, which is an organization that represents pharmacists and pharmacy owners, and it's based in Alexandria, Virginia. And they donated a total of $10,750. Now, let's look at his top 5 industrial donors. At the top, we have health professionals, which altogether donated a total of $425,550. Quite a bit there. Next is pharmaceuticals and health products, which donated a total of $165,000. Then we have health services and HMOs, which donated a total of $117,553. Then we have hospitals and nursing homes. He's into the medical groups heavily, which donated a total of $74,712. And finally, we have lawyers and law firms, which donated a total of $67,300. And once again, that was Michael Burgess. Now, that is our look at the top, or at the Congressional Donors for Chapter 11 of our series. Remember, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. I'll see you all again in the next video. But until then, later.